Okay. Hi guys, very good morning. So in the previous class, just a second more. In the previous class, we have seen the capital capital and revenue transactions. So in that we have discussed the capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, deferred revenue expenditure, capital receipt and revenue receipt. So what is the meaning of capital expenditure ma? The expenses we have incurred for the purpose of fixed asset. So we are going to get the benefit more than 1 year. So other than capital expenditure, we can classify it as revenue expenses. So what is the meaning of deferred revenue expenditure ma? It is a nature will be like a revenue expenses, but we are going to get a benefit of more than 1 year. So especially that kind of expenditure related to liability. So example, we have taken underwriting commission. There are 5 particular expenditures, even though they are deferred revenue expenditure, we have classified it as what ma? Revenue expenditure as per which standard? As per 26 AS, intangible assets, para 56. So what are the those 5 expenditure ma? Advertisement, next one pre-operating expenses, employee training expenses, research and development, and preliminary expenses. So we have seen all the types of rules and regulations. So what is the meaning of capital receipt ma? Non-recurring in nature, nothing but by way of sale of good, by way of taking the loan. It is called as capital receipt. What is the meaning of capital revenue receipt ma? Other than capital receipt, we can consider it as revenue receipt. So revenue receipt is nothing but incomes. Okay, now revenue expenditure is nothing but normal expenditure. We have to shown in the P&L account debit side. When coming to the revenue receipt, we have to show in the P&L account credit side or trading account. When coming to the capital expenditure, where we need to disclose asset side of balance sheet. Okay, capital receipt, liability side of balance sheet. When coming to the deferred revenue expenditure, what is the accounting treatment? So we should do the amortization. So amortized and unamortized. What is the meaning of amortized ma? The amount which is disclosed in the P&L account is called as amortized. The amount which is disclosed in the balance sheet asset side is called as unamortized. Okay na? Now we can see certain MCQs. We have seen what ma? Questions related to capital and revenue transactions in the before class. So we can get one MCQ from this concept. So each MCQ carries how much? 2 marks. So just we have to put the right answer. So we have to do bubbling. So don't forget, you should not write A, B, C, D in the question paper, answer sheet. Okay now. So the basic consideration in the distribution between what ma capital and revenue expenses are. So we are having basically 3 types of consideration ma. Nature of business. If you see the nature of business, on the basis of nature of business, the capital expenditure may be considered it as revenue expenses. For example, if you take a Tata Motors, what is the business model ma? They are going to purchase 2-wheelers and they are going to sell the 2-wheelers. Normally purchase of 2-wheeler is called as asset, capital expenditure. But for them it is a good. It will become what ma? Revenue expenses. So based on the nature of business also, the deferment of expenditures will be there. Next, coming to the effect of revenue generating capacity. So normally doing the servicing to a particular asset is called as what ma? Normal general service is called as revenue expenses. But if you do the general service, our efficiency increases means that is called as capital expenditure. So like that, based on the performance and capacity also, the capital may become what ma? Revenue, or revenue may become what ma? Capital. And purpose of expenses, we have to see whether what is the purpose We are incurring. Normally paying wages to an employee is called as what ma? Is called as revenue expenses. We are paying wages to an employee for the purpose of construction of a building. It is called as what ma? Capital expense. So based on these three considerations, our capital will become revenue and revenue will become capital. So next one, the outflow of the fund to acquire an asset that will be benefit in the business more than one accounting period, referred as what ma? Capital expenses. We are incurring for the purpose of fixed asset. We are getting a more than 1 year benefit. So next one, the amount spent for replacement of worn out part of a mission. Sir, here one spare part we are changing, but here efficiency increasing or not increasing? They have not mentioned anything, means there is no increase in the capacity. So even though one spare part changes, it is called as what ma? Revenue expenses. Next, which of the following is a revenue expenditure ma? Construction of a factory shed is called as capital expenditure. Next one, sales tax paid in connection with the purchase of office equipment. We have paid the taxes for the purpose of asset, for the purpose of good, for the purpose of asset. That is the reason this is called as capital expenditure. Okay na guys? So we are paying the sales tax for the purpose of goods, means it is called as revenue expenditure. Next, legal expenses in connection with the deferment of title of the firm's property is called as what ma? Legal expenditure is normally become a revenue expenses. And license fee. So license fee and legal expenses both they are given now. So that is the reason. So legal expenses we are taking a better option. So normal license fee is also called as what ma? That is also revenue, but we are taking this one as a better option. Next, come to this one. Wages are classified it as revenue, normal wages. So only giving the wages means it is a revenue expenditure. Wages for the purpose of construction of a factory means it is called as capital expenses. Wages paid for installation means it is a capital expenses. The firm of a building spent how much ma? Rupees 4 lakhs for purchasing a plot of land and erected its own office over 1/4 of its site. So there is a one land. Okay, now imagine this is a land. We are going to use this land. This is called as total 1 by 1. Out of this 1 by 1, we are dividing into how many parts ma? 4 parts. Okay, in this 1/4 part, okay, they are going to use for what ma? Site, for office or for sale? For office. Totally how much total expenditure they have incurred? 4 lakhs. Okay na? Then the remaining area for developing for sale to a public. That means what they are doing ma? These 3 parts they are going to sell. Okay na? That is the reason this is an asset. This is an asset, first part. And remaining 3 parts are going to call it as what ma? Goods assets goods, because we are selling to the public, we are utilizing for the business, we are selling to the public. So that is the reason what we can do ma? Out of these 4 lakhs, out of this 4 lakhs, 1 by 4 means how much ma? 1 lakh we should consider it as capital expenditure, and remaining 3 lakhs we should consider it as revenue expenditure. So what they are saying ma? The expenditure incurred for development is called as revenue expenditure or capital expenditure? Revenue expenditure. The expenditure incurred for the purpose of office, it is called as what ma? Capital expenditure. They are not asking the amount, they are just asking what ma? Whether it is a capital or whether it is a revenue. Okay na? Next one. At the end of the accounting year, the capital expenditure are shown in the which side ma? Balance sheet, asset side. So asset side of the balance sheet. So next one, which of the following is a capital nature? Sir, commission on purchases, revenue or capital ma? Revenue. Commission on purchases, it is a revenue. Next, cost of repairs, normal repair, it is called as what ma? Revenue. So next one, rent of a factory, revenue expenditure. Where will disclose ma? We are going to disclose all the 3 items in the P&L account, debit side. Are you getting the point on? But commission on purchases na? So it should be classified it as direct or indirect ma? Direct expenditure will be disclosed in the trading account debit side. Okay. So next, wages paid for installation means it is a capital, it is a revenue ma? It is a capital expenditure. So next, which of the following is an example of the capital expenditure. So inventory of the raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. So you know, generally inventory means nothing but closing stock ma. Inventory means nothing but what ma? Closing stock. In the closing stock, as per AS2, this AS2 you are going to get in group 2 ma. Okay na? As per AS2, we are having the 3 parts in the closing stock. First one is called as raw material, work in progress, and next one what ma? Finished goods. Okay na? So inventory. So inventory is nothing but these are the goods or these are the assets amma. These are the goods. So we should consider it as revenue or we should consider it as capital amma. We should consider it as revenue. Next, insurance premium, normal expenditure. It is also a revenue. And taxes and legal expenses, revenue. So is there any capital expenditure in the above ma? No, none of the above is the correct answer. Sometimes like this also MCQs will be coming to the picture. So next, which of the following are revenue expenditure? Okay, consumable stores. Consumable stores means like you can say petrol, like that. Okay na? These are called as what ma? Consumable stores. And taxes and legal expenses, rent of a factory building, all are called as what ma? All are called as revenue expenses. The amount spent in connection with obtaining a license for starting of a factory. So here license for starting of a factory means it is a capital expenditure ma. Normal remaining all the types of license are called as what ma? Revenue expenses. So please keep in mind here this one. Okay na? This point. Next, amount spent to increase the seating capacity of a cinema hall. Normally we are having 100 seating capacity. We are going to modify it as 200 seating capacity. So this is called as what ma? Capital expenditure or revenue expenditure? Capital expenses. 2,500 spent on overhauling of a mission purchased on the second hand. Okay, overhauling means what they will do means normal repair means they are not going to dismantle all the spare parts of a particular asset. But in the case of overhauling, they need to dismantle each and every spare part and they used to clean everything with an oil. And then again what ma? They are going to replace one important spare part. So with the help of this overhauling activity, our performance of an asset will also be increases. So that is the reason this is called as what ma? Capital expenses. Okay. Next one. Depreciation is called as what ma? Revenue expenses, you know already. Bad debts recovered, it is an income, it is a gain, it is a loss. Income, which income ma? Normal income. Okay, normal income means revenue receipt, capital receipt ma? Revenue receipt. So next one, rupees 5,000 was spent by Saros for addition to the missions in order to increase the production capacity. So they are increased what ma? So they have added one spare part of rupees how much ma? 5,000. Based on that spare part, the capacity increases or decreases? Increases. That is the reason we have to consider it as what ma? Capital expenses. Amount spent by a publisher for acquiring a copyright. So for which purpose they incur the expenditure ma? Copyright. Copyright means which type of asset ma? Intangible asset or tangible asset? Intangible asset. So whether it is a fixed asset or not ma? Yes, it is a fixed asset. In the fixed asset we are having how many types? We are having the 2 types. First one is called as tangible assets. Tangible assets and intangible assets. Okay now there is another classification is called as vesting assets ma. Another classification is called as what ma? Vesting asset. Have you seen the KGF film ma? In the KGF, what is the full form of KGF? Coal or gold fields. Okay now, coal fields after using the coal. Okay now, coal fields is created by nature or what ma? Created by nature. And we can see the mines. Okay now, coal fields mines, which is created by nature. Those assets we should classify it as what ma? Vesting assets. Okay now. Okay now, which we can see and touch is called as what ma? Tangible assets. Which we cannot see and touch is called as what ma? Intangible. So whether whatever the name called as, all we are going to call it as what ma? Fixed asset. For now itself we are going to call it as fixed assets. After discussion of AS10, we should call it as PP, property, plant and equipment. Okay na? We can see there in a clear classification about the assets. Okay. Now as of now, publisher for copyright or what ma? Copyright. They are utilizing for the purpose of intangible asset. So it is called as capital expenses. Next one, Mohan runs a restaurant. He renovates some of the old cabins to increase the some space. The amount incurred how much ma? 15,000 was incurred on renovation. The amount to be charged to the P&L account is how much? So P&L account, we are going to transfer this amount to the asset tab or P&L account ma? Asset. So in the P&L account, how much we need to disclose ma? Nil. Are you getting the point? First of all, they are renovating and they are increasing the capacity. So capital expenditure or revenue expenditure? Capital expenditure will be disclosed in the balance sheet or will be disclosed in the P&L account? Will be disclosed in the balance sheet, but they are asking about the P&L account. What is the amount ma? Nil. Next one, amount received on sale of fixed asset. It is called as capital receipt. Yes or no ma? And the asset value will be decreases in the balance sheet. So this is the overall MCQs related to what ma? Capital and revenue transactions. So one thing you need to remember from license point of view, normal license is a revenue expenses or capital expenses ma? Revenue expenses. License for starting of a business is called as capital expenses. When coming to the legal expenses, all the legal expenses are revenue expenses, even though you are linked with the factory shed, whatever the name called as, all the legal expenses are called as what ma? Revenue expenses. Is there any doubts? So that is my conclusion. If any normal repairs we have incurred but the capacity not increases, that is called as revenue expenses. If the capacity increases means that is called as capital expenses. So this is the conclusion. Is there any doubts? So this is how we are completing the total concept about capital and revenue transactions. So next we are going to see directly, put the heading bank reconciliation statement. Okay na? BRS, bank reconciliation statement. So that is easy ma. I don't know which method you have followed. Totally I am going to discuss two methods. In that which method you need to follow, you can follow that one. Okay na? So put the heading bank reconciliation statement. In bracket BRS. Okay Nama, the weightage of this chapter 7 plus 2, total 9 marks. In the previous class only I have showed you about in which question they used to ask this one ma. In 2A or 2B they will ask this one. So I will show you once again. So totally we have targeted which questions, sir? In the previous class we have completed the capital and revenue transactions. Okay na? Now we are discussing what ma? This one we have completed. So we need to target this one, but we can wait for 1 to 2 days. We can target the rectification of errors, because you need to listen. The people, those who have missed the subsidiary books, you have to cover that one. Subsidiary books is under class 5. So if you watch that one, you can start what ma? Rectification of errors. It is easy concept. Okay. Today go and watch class number 5 first. Okay. It is easy to understand. You can understand. And must and should you have to watch the first class ma? Because in the first class I have discussed the modern approach. Without that you cannot continue in the class. That is the reason I am targeting which one in the yesterday class, means capital and revenue transaction, because there is no journal entries will be there. Just we need to identify whether it is a capital or a revenue. Okay. So please complete class number 1 and class number 5 before going to come to the next class or day after tomorrow. We can start that one. Okay. Now we are targeting which one ma? BRS. This depreciation we are going to learn from a standard point of view in the AS 10. we are going to see this depreciation. Then if you complete this one, totally which question we are going to complete? Second question overall we are going to complete. So easily how many marks you can get? 14 marks. So 2A for 7 marks, 2B for 7 marks. Okay na guys? So if you get confidence on the second question, we can go for further third question, fourth question, like that. Okay? Yes, sir. Bank reconciliation statement. So in order to understand this bank reconciliation statement, we need to understand about the two books. What are the two books, ma? Cash book and the passbook. Okay, generally if I take an example, see this one, ma. Our business name is Shikara. So we are starting a Shikara business, nothing but education business. Our business name is Shikara. We have taken a one bank account in HDFC Bank. Okay, nama. Generally, the business people used to take which type of account, ma? For the individuals, we are going to have the savings account. Okay, na? But the business people are going to take which type of account? Current account. So nothing but HDFC means it is a current account. Okay, na? So we used to prepare. We means whom? We have to think always from business point of view. So we have to think always from which point of view, ma? Business point of view. So Shikara, we will prepare which book, ma? We are going to prepare cash book. We are going to prepare which type of book, ma? Cash book. But the business, nothing but HDFC Bank also need to maintain one account, no need to maintain the account. They need to maintain the account. So nothing but here the cash book means, always remember, ma, always and always the cash book is nothing but, okay, now always and always cash book refer to bank column of 3-column cash book. What is the meaning of cash book, mother? Which column we need to consider? Only bank column we need to consider in the 3-column cash book. Okay, now don't take it as, sir, here cash book means it is not a bank account. It is a bank account. But which column cash book, ma? This one. In the 3-column cash book, which column only we need to consider? Bank column. So now I have clearly given the picture about the what is the meaning of cash book. Is there any doubts, ma? In the cash book we are going to follow which rule, ma? Real account rule. What is the real account rule, ma? So here in cash book we follow real account rule, comma, because here bank balance is an asset. Bank balance is an asset for us. That is the reason we are following which account rule, ma? Real account rule. As per the real account rule, as per real account rule, so we have to do debit something and we have to do credit something. What is the debit, ma? Here debit is equal to comes in, na goes out, ma? comes in and credit is equal to goes out. So comes in, we can call it as recepta, we can call it as paymenta. Comes in means receipt. Comes in means receipt. And goes out means what ma? Payment. So to conclude, receipts are available on which side ma? Debit side, and payments are available on which side ma? Credit side. Okay, that is the reason we need to record R for receipts on the debit side. Okay, we can write the full form. Receipts and nothing but what ma? Payments. So till now, is there any doubt ma? Already you know, we have seen from the foundation point of view. Now, HDFC Bank used to create what ma? They need to create which account ma? They need to create our account. They need to create our account. Which account they are going to prepare? Shikara account in the books of whose books of accounts ma? In the HDFC books of account. But even though they are preparing the Shikara account, from our perspective, we used to call it as what ma? Passbook. In the olden days, the bank will give the passbook. Nowadays, this passbook only we are going to call it as bank statement. Okay, na guys. So okay. So that is the reason we, as per our purpose, we used to call it as this one as a passbook. Actually, what is the meaning of passbook ma? Our account maintained by the bank. Okay, na. For us, it is an asset. It is a liability ma. For our point of view, cash book is an asset. But passbook is prepared by whom? Passbook is prepared by the bank. For the bank perspective, we are the liability, we are the asset. We are the liability. That is the reason the asset debit side is the receipt and credit side is the payment. But this is an asset, this is a liability. Liability. That is the reason debit will become the credit and credit will become the debit. Are you getting the point? So we can write like this. It is an asset. It is a liability for us, for bank. Liability for bank. Liability for bank. Because who is to create this passbook ma? Passbook is created by, passbook is prepared by HDFC Bank. So for them we are the liability. So liability for bank. Okay na. So same receipts will be debit side here. No, opposite will be there. What is the meaning of opposite ma? Here receipt will be on the which side ma? Will be on the credit side, and the payments will be on the debit side. So from the bank perspective, we used to change these words. Normally from our point of view, we can call it as receipts and payment. From the bank point of view, the receipt is nothing but what ma? Deposit. Nothing but what ma? Deposit. From the bank point of view, payment is nothing but what ma? Withdrawals. Or withdrawn. What we can call it as ma? Withdrawn. Is there any doubts from up to here? Okay na? Please take a note of it. We can continue the class. Amma, from now onwards, what we can do means, while I am writing, you can write with me. And just participate, and I can try to understand then only, whether you are understanding it or not. Okay, now you are simply sitting like this means I cannot understand whether you are getting my point or not. Okay, now. So the only two things, while writing with me, you can write. So if it is an important concept, I can say, so stop writing. Then at that point of time, you can stop writing. Because giving the time means it will take a time. Completed up to here. Akash, good morning, Ra. Why are you watching the first two classes, Ra? Sure. Varada Kishora. What is your name? Subhash. What is your name? Mahalakshmi Amani. Completed, Amma. So now you understand about the behavior of cash book and behavior of passbook. What is the behavior ma here? Debit side receipts and credit side payments. When coming to the passbook, debit side payments and credit side what ma? Receipt. Now, can you say the cash book favorable balance ma? Favorable means receipts should be more than payments. So here in the debit side, we used to have 1000 rupees. The credit side we are having the 500 ma. Now which side is more? Debit side is more or credit side is more? Debit side. In a particular account, debit side is more means it is called as debit balance. In a particular account, credit side is more means that particular account is showing which balance? Credit balance. Now this account is showing which balance? Debit balance, because debit is more. This account is showing favorable balance, unfavorable balance. Nothing but receipts are more, payments are more. Receipts are more. That is the reason, can I consider it as favorable balance of the cash book is equal to debit balance? Yes or no? And the unfavorable balance of the cash book is equal to credit balance, because this is the situation is called as what ma? Favorable, unfavorable. This is an unfavorable. In the credit side we are having how much? 1000 rupees, and debit side we are having how much ma? 500 rupees. This is unfavorable balance. So which balance it is showing ma? Credit balance. Now come to the passbook point of view. Receipts are 1000 rupees ma, and payments are 500. This balance is called as which balance? First of all, debit balance or credit balance? Credit balance, because which side is more? Credit side is more. So that means as per passbook, favorable balance means which balance? Credit balance. As per cash book, debit balance. As per passbook, credit balance. So same opposite, opposite. Here debit means their credit. Their credit means here debit. So let us start writing of favorable balances and unfavorable balance. So next keep the heading favorable balance. Favorable balance. And divide into the two parts. As per cash book and as per passbook. Now as per cash book, favorable balance means debit is more than credit, credit is more than debit. Okay, we can write like this, no problem. Open an account. What is this one, cash book. So here debit side receipts and credit side what, payments. So this 1000 here in the debit side and 500 in the credit side. So now this is called as favorable, unfavorable, favorable. So that is the reason we can write here it as debit balance. Debit balance. Now come to this side, as per passbook means same scenario, opposite scenario, opposite scenario. So let us take it as passbook. In the passbook, debit side what, payments, and credit side receipts, or we can call it as a withdrawal and a deposit. So here in the credit side how much, 1000, and debit side 500. So this account is showing which balance, this account is showing a credit balance or debit balance, credit balance. Generally all the girls can do the multitasking. Yes or no? Yes, you should also do. And you try to learn multitasking because we don't know how to do the multitasking. That means what I am saying, while writing you need to like have remember the alphabets A, B, C, D like that, and you have remember the Hindi like we can say what, I, E like that, okay, and you have remembered the A for apple, B for ball like that. How you have remembered means number of times the teacher has pronounced you with you. You have participated there, okay na. You are going to participate in a louder manner. If you shout means all the slab also will gone up. Like that you guys have participated in your childhood. I am also participated like that only. So that kind of energy I want, because it is an early morning. If you are not participating means what will happen, you are going to sleep and unnecessary of discussion will be there. Yes or no? Because try to participate along with me. Okay, this is how we understand about what, favorable balance. Next we have to see what, unfavorable balance. Unfavorable balance is also simple, opposite to the favorable balance. If the favorable balance is debit balance, unfavorable balance is called as credit balance. So that's all. So divide into the two parts, this one also. As per cash book and as per okay, as per cash book means, so try to prepare one cash book like a simple format. The cash book debit side receipts and credit side what, payments. So here unfavorable means same same to the debit balance, opposite to the debit, opposite. So here payments is 1000 and receipts are 500. So this account is showing which balance ma? Credit balance. Now come to this side of the passbook. Prepare one passbook. Debit side payments and credit side receipts. Now payment should be more, receipt should be more. Payment should be more. So debit side 1000 and credit side 500. Which balance it is ma? Debit balance. So we have seen, first we have understand about the cash book and passbook, and we have understand about the what are the favorable balances and what are the unfavorable balance. Okay, now normally when we need to create the BRS, so when we need to prepare the BRS, okay, now so that thing we can understand. So put the heading when we need to prepare BRS. BRS means Bharatiya Rashtriya Samtiya Bank Reconciliation Statement. Okay. When ma means, I am taking an example. So take the two books of the cash book. This is a cash book. Receipts on the debit side and payments on the credit side. And taking another book of passbook. Payments on the debit side, receipts on the credit side. Now what is happening means, normally both the books have to be shown same balance or different balance or same balance. So normally if I take an example, I am taking this here 1000 and here 800 rupees ma. So now if you do the balance, how much we are going to get ma? So 1000 is the total, yes or no? Highest value or lowest value ma? Highest value. So then what is the balancing figure we are going to get ma? 200 on which side ma? On the payment side. So again the opening balance will be on the which side ma? Debit side. So if the opening balance debit side means that particular account is showing which balance? Debit balance. Or debit side is more means debit balance. Like that also you can understand. Normally if the cash book is showing debit balance means passbook should show credit balance of same amount of 200 or different amount of 200, same amount of 200. So but here in the receipt side, okay, they have taken 1000 rupees fine, correct, okay now here debit is equal to their what ma? Credit. But when coming to the payment side, they are going to consider it as only 500. So that means what is the balance they are getting ma? The balance they are getting 500. So the 1000 is the total. Here also how much ma? 1000. Okay. So then opening balance is equal to how much? 500. See, both the balances are equal or unequal ma? Unequal. In this situation, we have to prepare the bank reconciliation statement. And we have to identify why, what are the reasons we are getting a different types of balances. Okay na? So here from above example, both cash book and passbook are showing different balances. Are showing same balances are different balance ma? Different balance. So keep the arrow mark. So we need to prepare BRS to identify the transactions for that difference. We identify the transaction for that difference. So normally this is happening in the outside market, but for us the differences they will give in the exam, we need to identify the differences they will give in the exam. Just we have to identify what here the both the balances will be given, will not be given. Both the balances they will not give in the examination. Only one balance they will give, and the second balance we have to be identified. Are you getting the point, So actually what is the process in the outside means, we are having our bank statement and we are having our cash book. We are putting in either side, same like this. So who will prepare the cash book? We are going to prepare the cash book. And who will prepare the passbook? Bank will prepare the passbook. Nothing but bank statement we can call okay now. We are putting a side by side. We are getting what my difference we are getting a same balances different balances. We need to identify the transactions for which for the difference we are getting. But in the examination, in the bookish knowledge purpose, what we have to do, they will give the transactions. We have to identify, if they give the cash balance, which balance we need to identify passbook balance. If they given the passbook, which balance we need to identify cash book balance. So that is the process we have to do. So is there any doubts up to here, So, now we can see either differences. What are the different types we are going to get? Different types of transaction they will ask in the examination, and where we need to record the transaction. That means in the cash book we have to record the passbook we have to record and which side we have to record. Okay, if it is a passbook means debit side we have to record credit side we have to record So remember one principle, we have to record in which book it was recorded, and we have to record in which side it was actually recorded. That's all. Okay now. Next, write transactions for differences between cash book and the passbook. So what is the main rule we have to remember here? Where we need to record. What is the main rule, Main rule for where we need to record. They will give the transactions They will give the transaction, and we have to open the two books. Which books, passbook and the cash book. And we are going to identify that particular transaction we have to record in the cash book, we have to record in the passbook. First try to understand this one. So next we can try to discuss about the add or less. Okay, now add or less is a different point. Okay, now don't think about the add or less. We are thinking from what, where we need to record the record. So we can continue this one. Sorry guys. Where we need to record the transaction given in the question. Either in passbook or cash book. How we can decide in the cash book or passbook means the two principles we have to use. Okay now, what are the two principles means? Where we need to record we have to record in which book they have actually recorded. We have to record in which book they have actually recorded. And next one, which side means we have to record on the same side. We have to record on a same side. So you will get a clarity. So just wait for 20 minutes. You will get a clarity about overall picture about the BRS. You know, I am saving the different style. Don't link with your previous style. Okay. Completed up to here. So what are the two main rules we have to be remember ma? We have to record in which book actually recorded, and we have to record in which side. For sometimes they used to give what ma? That particular transaction recorded in the cash book and recorded in the passbook. At that point of time, we can take a note point. Okay, now that is a different case. Completed. So first transaction ma. So first one. Check deposited but not collected by the bank of rupees 1 lakh. So we have deposited one check actually, but bank collected or not collected, amma? Bank has not collected. Unfortunately, the due date have come into the picture. Now, this particular transaction is recorded in which book? Is recorded in. We have recorded, they have recorded. We have recorded, but they have recorded, they have not recorded, amma? They have not recorded means that particular check received by the bank, not received by the bank. Not received by the bank. That is the reason this particular transaction recorded in cash book. Which side ma? So check deposited means receipt or payment amma? It is a deposit means nothing but receipt. Nothing but what ma? Receipt. So this particular transaction recorded in cash book debit side. So you can write like this. Recorded in cash book debit side. So if you want to show the both the books means so this is a cash book and this is a passbook. That means this one recorded on which side ma? In the cash book debit side we have recorded. Okay na? So why we are discussing this all the things sir? So why we need to learn about which side it was recorded, in which book it was recorded means I will show you what is my method. Ultimate method means sir, you already know, okay na, what is the favorable balances and what is the unfavorable balance. So just in my methodology I will take two books ma, starting rough work. So this is a cash book and this is a passbook. They will give one balance na, any balance they will give. They may give what? Cash book favorable balance or cash book unfavorable balance. They may give what ma? Passbook favorable balance or passbook unfavorable balance. For suppose they have given cash book favorable balance. Okay. Cash book favorable means debit balance or credit balance? Debit balance. Okay now, because debit side receipts are more than payments. So I will record the balance here and I will draw the box. because the balance given. So just I need to remember. And above that, I will keep the minus. I will keep what ma? Minus. And opposite what ma? Plus. The same symbols I am going to draw here also. Take the passbook. And I will record, I will see all the transactions. Okay na? And I know, I try to understand that in which book that was actually recorded. Okay na? Now we have taken one example. Check deposited but not collected. Which book that particular transaction recorded ma? That recorded in cash book. Which side ma? Debit side. So here I am writing 1 lakh. I am going to write how much ma? 1 lakh. So above that, what is the symbol they have given? Minus. So just from the balance, we have to do the minus. For example, if the balance is equal to 3 lakhs, what we need to do ma? 3 lakhs minus 1 lakh. So just that's all. Okay now, if they given the unfavorable balance means, unfavorable cash book balance they have given means, what are the symbols ma? The symbol means, here we used to get the balance na. Above the balance, we have to put the minus and opposite plus. The same symbol we need to take in the opposite book also. And again, we used to record all the transactions where it was actually recorded. From this balance, if it is a minus means we used to do the minus. If it is a plus means what ma? This transaction we used to do the add. So that's all. That is the overall concept. So without any logic, we can do this one. If you want the logic means, I will say the logic also. Okay na? But within a less time, without any confusion, we are not going to complicate in the examination. Okay na? Okay, I will say the logic at last, but try to understand this method because it is easiest method. Okay, what we need to understand ma, by way of seeing each and every transaction, we try to understand which side it was, first which book it was recorded and which side it was recorded. We are go on recording and we know above there will be what ma? Symbols. If it is add symbol means we will do the add, minus means minus. That's all. So that is the reason we try to understand which side they was recorded in which book. So completed the first one. Okay, now we can write that method at last. After discussing the 15 transactions like that, we can try to understand that one. So next one ma. Check deposited completed na. So you can take check issued. Check issued to creditor, comma, but not presented for payment of rupees 1 lakh. Check issued to creditor but not presented for payment of rupees how much more? 1 lakh. So generally what is happening in the scenario means, so what is our business name? Shikarana. So we are the Shikara and we are taking a creditor. Okay nama? Shikara, what we can done? We can take a printouts of the materials. Yes or no? We can take a printouts of the material. Small material will be there, big material will be there. The pages of 10 pages sometimes. So the settlement will be happen generally 1 month like that. Okay, now each and every time we are not going to we are not going to send the amount. Okay, now this creditor, this printer, what he is saying ma, sir, I will take the amount, ad hoc amount on the month ending. Generally for that person also EMIs will be there. So they need to incur the rent like that na. So that is the reason they are making the settlement in a month wise. So we are taking a printouts from the creditor of rupees how much ma? Let us take it as 1 lakh. You are taking a service from the printer. Here the printer is called as what ma? Creditor for us na. Credit service or a spot payment credit service. And at the month ending, we need to settle. We no need to settle ma. We need to settle, but we are giving a check. But we are giving a check. We are not making the phone pay like that. We are giving the check payment. So we are given a check of rupees how much? 1 lakh. But creditor is simply putting the check in the cash box. He is not going to the bank for the collection. Okay na? If he go on to the bank means, then only the bank known whether we have issued the check to particular person. Okay na? But while issuing the check to the creditor, we have already recorded the transaction. We already recorded that particular amount in our book. Which books we have recorded, ma? In the cash book we have recorded. But bank don't know na, bank know na. Bank don't know anything, because why, ma? Because he is gone for present na, he is not gone to the present na. He is not gone for the presentation there. If he presented, then only he will get the amount. So he has not gone to the bank. That is the reason no transaction recorded by the bank. Okay, now this particular transaction we need to record on which book? In the cash book. Sir, we are issuing the check, we are receiving the check, issuing the check. So issued means nothing but we can consider it as payment. You can consider it as what, ma? Payment. Is there any doubts up to here? No. Directly we need to record in the cash book. Which side, ma? Credit side. So this transaction will be recorded in cash book, comma, which side, ma? Credit side. Imagine this is a cash book. And this is a passbook. So we have recorded here. Okay, na guys. So is there any doubts up to here, ma? So next, third one. Can I continue? Okay, third one. Check deposited in the bank, comma, but not recorded in cash book of rupees 80,000. What is happening, ma, here? Who has not recorded? We not recorded, but bank recorded. That means recorded in the passbook. Sir, deposit means which side, ma? Debit side or credit side? Deposit means it is a receipt, nothing but we have to record in the passbook, credit side. So simple, na? So I am not going to explain anything. This one. This transaction will be recorded in a passbook, credit side. Imagine this is a cash book. Imagine this is a passbook where we have recorded credit side of the passbook. Okay. So next one, fourth point. That one, check issued to the creditor but not recorded in the cash book. Check issued to the creditor, comma, but not recorded the cash book of rupees 60,000. So that means easily we can understand this transaction will be recorded in. So Verma, this transaction will be recorded in passbook, because not recorded in which book? Not recorded in cash book, it will be recorded in passbook. Comma which side ma? Debit side. If you want, you can write this cash book and passbook, but some of the students may identify like this, so they can remember like this. So cash book and passbook, so recorded here. Okay, next fifth one ma. That are directly deposited in our bank account. Okay, that are directly deposited in our bank account of rupees 10 lakhs. That are directly deposited in our bank account of rupees 10 lakhs. So that means we know the information, or we don't know now. We don't know the information. He is silently deposited the amount in our bank account, like UPI something, whatever it is. So that means this transaction recorded only in the passbook, not recorded in the cash book. So but recorded in the passbook, which side? Credit side. So this transaction recorded only in the passbook, comma which side ma? Credit side. Okay now, the next transaction, sixth one. Bank charges. Charged by bank of rupees 12,000. So who has charged the bank ma? Sorry, who has charged the bank charges? Bank charged the bank charges. We don't know whether the bank charges will be happen or not. After seeing the bank statement only, we can identify why ma? Because why the amount has reduced that one. So that is the reason this particular transaction only recorded in the passbook. Bank charges means payment or receipt, payment, nothing but we can record on which side ma? Debit side. This transaction recorded only in the passbook, comma debit side. Okay, next seventh point. Seventh point is nothing but, is there any transaction I have remembered? Okay, we can discuss this standing charges. Standing activities, you can put like this. What are the standard activities means? Like if you see the OTT subscriptions, okay now, while paying the subscription amount, they will give one option, select the auto pay. Auto pay. So standing charge activities means we are in a busy people. So daily we used to come to the classes, to the shikara. From morning to night onwards we are having the classes. So we can see each and every due data for payment of EMIs like that. We cannot see each and every due date. So that is the reason we are giving one standing instruction to the bank that so without asking my permission, you can directly pay on the due date. So okay, na standing activities will be two types, ma. Whether that may be a payment or whether that may be a receipt. In some cases, we can guide them. Sir, please collect my bills. Okay, na. In the bills of exchange concept, there is a concept called as what, ma? Bills sent for collection. So we are giving all our bills to the bank because due dates will be same or differ. Due dates will be differ. We cannot remember all the due dates, and that is the reason we are giving all our bills to the bank, and they used to collect what, ma? They used to collect the amount on that bill. So the standing activities are how many types, ma? That may be a receipt will be there, that may be a payment will be there. So whatever it is, okay, na, that at the standing activities will known to whom? Passbook only, will known to the bank. That means that particular transaction is recorded only in the passbook. It is a payment means recorded in which side? Debit side of passbook. If it is a receipt means will be recorded on which side, ma? Credit side of passbook. Guys, are getting my point or not? So write this one. Will be recorded in passbook debit side. What is the next one, ma? It will be recorded in passbook credit side. Okay, now I think you understand about the standard instructions. Okay, next one, 8th one. Check issued from our savings account. Check issued from which account, ma? Savings account, but comma, but debited in current account. Check issued from our savings account, but debited in which account, ma? Current account. Of rupees how much, ma? 1 lakh. Sir, what is happening here? We have to think from savings account point of view. We have to think from current account point of view. So our business account means current account or savings account. So general normal one personal transaction we have paid, ma. One personal transaction we have paid from savings account only. But unfortunately what the banker has doing, ma? So every day we are coming from business purposes. But automatically he is considering it as what, ma? That is also business activity. And he is doing what, ma? He is debited. Unfortunately they used to debit with savings account, but they are debiting with which account, ma? They are debiting with the current account. Now what we need to do, ma? We have to record in which book it was recorded. We have to record in the opposite book. We have to record in which book it was recorded. So don't forget about these basic rules. What are the two basic rules, ma? We have to record in which book it was recorded and which side it was recorded. Okay, now the same thing we have to consider. Now in which book they have recorded, ma? In the passbook they have recorded, in the cash book. That particular transaction recorded in passbook. Which side, ma? Debit side. Side they are only saying. Side they are only saying. Okay, now we are not going to rectify the mistakes. We are not going to rectify the mistakes. We are rectifying the balance. Why? What is the reason For which reasons we are getting the difference of balance, we are rectifying, that's all. Okay, now we are not, so because we cannot rectify the banker books. If you want, we can rectify our book. That is a concept called as what, ma? Amended cash book. Amended cash book. We cannot rectify the mistakes of the banker. Simply what we are going to do, ma? We are going to record in which book it was actually recorded and which side actually recorded. So will be recorded in passbook, comma which side, ma? Debit side. Will be recorded in passbook, comma debit side. Okay, guys. 9th one. 9 point. We have order to bank. We have ordered to bank to pay of rupees 1 lakh. To pay of rupees 1 lakh to our creditor. Okay, na? What is the order we have given to the bank, ma? To pay 1 lakh to our creditor, comma, but while paying creditor allowed a discount of rupees 90,000, sorry, 10,000. What is the discount allowed by the creditor, ma? 10,000. Now say, what is happening here? This particular transaction recorded in the cash book and recorded in the passbook. Yes or no, ma? We have recorded. Order means we can record. What is the value we have recorded? 1 lakh we have recorded in the cash book, because how much payment we have ordered to the bank, ma? 1 lakh. We don't know the creditor is giving 10,000 or not, because we are paying directly, banker paying directly, banker paying. So as per the bank point of view, how much they will record in the book, ma? 90,000. Okay, now here this particular transaction recorded in the passbook and recorded in the cash book. So this is different from outright of above points. Now what we can do, sir? We can record in the highest recorded book. We can record in highest recorded book of difference balance. Okay, now we can record in highest recorded book with a difference balance. So from above, the particular transaction recorded in the both cash and passbooks. Now what we need to do, ma? Now we have to record in. Now we have to record in highest recorded book with a difference amount. We have to record in highest recorded book with a difference amount. Same side, you know, comma, you can write same side. Now from above, by way of seeing the above transaction, which side we have to record, ma? Debit side of passbook. Highest recorded book, lowest recorded book. Highest recorded book. Highest recorded book. We have recorded highest in cash book. So that is the reason we have to record in the cash book. of difference amount is how much? 10,000. Okay, now. So cash book and passbook. The cash book payments will be recorded on which side, ma? Credit side. How much? 1,000 ra. Okay ra. If you want, you can record how means. So in which book it was recorded? How much we need to record? Here how much? 1 lakh. Here how much we are going to record? 90,000. Unfortunately, here plus means here may be minus. Opposite symbols only will be there. What I am doing means I am going to set it off. Here itself, I am going to record only here how much ma? 10,000. If you want, you can follow the first method also. In the both books also you can record. Or if you want, you can follow what ma? Directly the 10,000 can be recorded in highest recorded book with a difference amount. Okay na? So this is a option 1 and this is the option. If you want, you can follow either of the options. Okay, normally from beginning onwards we are discussing what ma, in which book it was actually recorded. Now what I am saying is writing in the both books is not willing na, so that is the reason what we can do, the difference amount within highest recorded book. Highest we have recorded in which book? We have recorded in the cash book. How much difference? 10,000. Here 1 lakh, there how much? 90,000. The difference amount we have to write. You know, highest difference. Completed this one. So next one. 10th transaction. Dishonor of a check. Dishonor of a check. Here also we are going to have the two cases. Issued check dishonor and deposited check dishonor. Yes or no? What is the meaning of dishonor of a check ma? Why the banker accepted the check, banker not accepted the check? The banker not accepted the check means that particular transaction will be recorded by the banker, will not be recorded, will not be. So dishonor of a check means only recorded in the cash book. Which side means? Deposited check means we have recorded in the debit side. Issued check means we have recorded in the credit side. Okay na? Dishonor of a check means the bracket banker not accepted the check and no entry will be shown in passbook. No entry will be shown in the passbook because we are having the several reasons. So date may be in a current, not a correct format. Signature is not in a correct format, but they are writing in words 20 lakhs, but they are writing in amount 30 lakhs like that. So many mistakes. Okay now, the check may be not appropriate. Okay now, so because the several reason banker is not going to accept the check. So how many parts are there ma? 2 parts. Issued check dishonor and deposited check dishonor. Deposited check dishonor. Okay sir, issued check dishonor means recorded only in the passbook or recorded only in the cash book amma? So will be recorded in cash book, comma which side ma? credit side. Yes or no ma? Issued means what ma? Payment. Deposited means what ma? Receipt. So next here will be recorded in cash book, comma, debit side. Cash book, comma, debit side. So we have seen this is a concept called as what ma? Dishonor of a check. There is a difference between dishonor of a bill and dishonor of a check. Okay now. So next put the heading 11th one. The final discussion. After that we can do the question and we can see the models. So how many models we have to see ma? So different models are there. Favorable they have given favorable result. Cash book favorable, passbook favorable, and passbook favorable, cash book favorable, and cash book unfavorable, passbook unfavorable, passbook unfavorable, cash book unfavorable. The different models are there na. I'm not going to solve each and every one. I'm going to solve only one question. If they used to ask from BRS the same question, they will ask in the examination also. Because so 11th one na. 11th one, dishonor of a bill of exchange. Which was discounted with the bank. I think you know discounting with the bank. What is the meaning of discounting with the bank ma? Okay, I will explain. No problem. Understand this concept. Once again we can discuss the same concept in the bill of exchange. So here normally the two parties will be there. One party is a debtor and one party is a creditor. So imagine we are the creditors. Who are the creditors ma? We are the creditor. And what we have made ma? Credit sale or credit purchase? Credit sales. Okay na? But here the debtor, you can take it as Vijay Mallya. Debtor is called as what ma? Vijay Mallya. Having the trust on Vijay Mallya, not having the trust ma? Not having the trust. Unfortunately, he is going to, you are not paying the loans to the banks like that. So I am not having the trust. What I am going to do means I am going to draw the bill, because for the proof of document I am going to draw bill. So bill drawn. Okay na? Now after drawing the bill, what the debtor has to do ma? He need to give the acceptance. You need to give the acceptance. Without acceptance means putting a signature on that particular bill. So after acceptance, the debtor will be called, in our books is called as drawee. In our books is called as what ma? Drawee. But in the place of debtor is an asset or liability? Debtor is an asset. Unfortunately, debtor is an asset. So here, but the debtor will be replaced with bills receivable. Bills receivable. That means what ma? Debtor will not be there in the business. Debtor will not be there. Now debtor name will be changed as what ma? Bills receivable. Debtor name here as per the concept what ma? Drawee. But so instead of writing a debtor, from now onwards we are going to write what ma? Drawee. But in the place of which asset is coming to which year? Bills receivable is coming to which year? So bills receivable comes in means debit or credit. Asset comes in means debit or credit ma? Debit. Which asset balance is decreasing? Debtor balance is decreasing. Which entry we used to pass ma? At that point of time of bill drawn and accepted, which entry we have to pass? We have to pass bills receivable account debited to debtor account. For now we used to call it as debtor. In that chapter we can call it as what ma? Drawing. For your understanding purpose I am calling it as debtor. So debtor account. Normally in the place of debtor, which name will come into the picture ma? Drawee name come into the picture. This will be happened in the case of what ma? Bill drawn, bill accepted, bill drawn, bill drawn. Okay. Now unfortunately, this is the entry we are going to write. Give me 1 second. So, but bill drawn for 3 months ma. How many months of the bill we have drawn ma? 3 months. But we are requiring an amount immediately because February month is coming. Okay, now in the February months, lot of commitments will be there. Yes or no? Yes or no, man? Yes. So February 14, we used to give not only in the 14, before 7 days onwards, they used to call something days like that, Rose Day, like that. So we are having a lot of commitments. So that is the reason we approached what ma? Creditor means who ma? We are the creditors. We approach to the bank and we are giving what ma? We are giving that bill to the bank. The bill will be in the hands of us. Bill will be in the hands of debtor. Bill will be in the hands of us. Normally, after accepting, the bill will be in the hands of whom? Creditor. Now we are transferring that bill to whom? Bank. And the bank will provide you what ma? Bank will provide you the cash. Nothing but bank balance will be increases. Okay now. Which entry we used to pass? Which asset is going outside? Bills receivable is going outside. Goes out means debit or credit? Credit. As per real account rule, it is a credit. What comes in? Bank balance increases. So instead of cash means what? Nothing but bank. So bank balance increases means which entry we used to pass? We used to pass bank account debited to bills receivable account. Okay, Nama? Bills receivable account. That means in the cash book, which side we have recorded at the time of discounting. Sir, this process is called as what ma? This process, we are giving the bill to the bank and bank giving money to us means, what is this process ma? This process is called as bill discounting. Okay na? Now, after doing the bill discounting, what is happening in our cash book? Cash book means nothing but what I am saying ma? It is a bank column, it is a which column? It is a bank column. So bank debited or credited ma? Bank debited. Which side we have to record ma? Debit side with the name of to bills receivable. Let us take it as 1 lakh rupees. So this was happened. But now if unfortunately on the due date, bank will approach to whom? Bank will come to us, bank will go to the debtor. Bank will go to the debtor for the settlement. Okay na? But here the debtor, who is the debtor? Vijay Malia. So normally he used to pay na, he will not pay na ma. He will not pay. Yes or no? So here also what is happening? He is once again rejected the settlement. Now this is the process is called as what ma? Honor of a bill, dishonor of a bill. If the debtor paid amount to the bank means that is called as honor. So debtor is not paid. This is called as dishonor. If the debtor not paid means who has to pay? Creditor. Creditor means we has to pay. Okay na? But what they will do means, imagine this is a passbook. Imagine it is a passbook. We don't know the information about the honor and dishonor ma. Because who is going to the debtor? We are going to the debtor for the settlement. Bank is going to the debtor for the settlement. Bank is going to the debtor for the settlement. Sir, this is not a important concept about what ma? Discounting is not an important point here. What is the important point ma here? Dishonor of a bill is an important point. Who know the information? Bank know the information, we know the information. Bank know the information, they will not say to us directly our amount will be in the hands of bank. Yes or no? So they will directly reduce the bank balance without saying us. So that is an assumption you have to put in your mind. So that means that particular dishonor situation will be recorded in passbook. Which side ma we are paying? We are paying. So payment will be on the debit side. So that means dishonor of a bill of exchange means only recorded in the passbook. Which side? Debit side. So this situation you have to be remember. After seeing the bank statement, what we can do? We can post in the opposite effect in the cash book. But unfortunately, what is the first thing we have to remember? We don't know the information. Only the banker know the information. He is not saying us, without saying us, directly reducing the bank balance. Yes or no? So this is so. But what we will do in general? 1 lakh will be completed in the month of February itself. See, that fellow should ask us for the payment, because that Vijayamala is not paying us. You need to pay. Then what we need to do, ma? We have to collect from whom? Once again, Vijayamala. Like that will be there. The whole story will be continued in the bill of exchange. Now, what is the main point, ma? Always dishonor of a bill of exchange means only recorded in the passbook. Which side? Debit side. Try to remember. We have to write that sentence. So completed, huh? Okay. Always recorded in the passbook, credit side. Passbook, credit side. So that one above information I have put in the words. Sorry guys, debit side. Sorry, sometimes. So this is how we have completed. We have seen the different types of transaction. So now we are going to write our method. After writing the methods, we can take a leave. Tomorrow we can solve the questions. Okay, na? Write the method. Our method. So method number 1. So given balance is favorable of cash book. Which balance they have given, ma? Favorable of cash book. Favorable of cash book means which balance, ma? Debit balance or credit balance? Debit balance. Already we know. What are the symbols we have to put? That is, we need to understand, that's all. So if it is a debit balance means debit side minus. If it is a credit balance means credit side minus. That's all. So cash book and a passbook. So cash book means favorable means the balance will be on the debit side. So minus, plus, minus, and tomorrow we can discuss the logic behind this. Why we need to do like this only. Next, what is the method number 2, ma? Okay, we can take that one. Method number 2. Given balance is favorable of passbook. Favorable of passbook means which balance, ma? Credit balance. Imagine this is a cash book. And this is a passbook. The balance will be available on which side, ma? Credit side. So what are the symbols? Plus, minus, plus, and so next two more are remaining. Completed this one. Method number 3. Given balance is unfavorable of cash book. What is the unfavorable balance of cash book? Credit balance. So cash book and passbook. So credit balance in the cash book and in the passbook, in the cash book. The symbols are plus, minus, and plus, minus. And the last one. Method number 4. Given balance is unfavorable of passbook. Unfavorable as per passbook means debit balance. Cash book and passbook. Okay, ma. Now balance will be on the passbook debit side. So minus, plus, minus, and plus. So this is the overall base for what, ma? Bank reconciliation statement. And we have seen the important transactions also. So 1-2 transactions may be missed out. We can go through in the questions. We can identify. Okay, na? And they will give one date, ma. Okay, na? Date of preparation of BRS. Okay, na? For example, they have given the date of preparation of BRS is equal to 31st March 2026. Okay, na? But and they used to say after this date we have collected the deposited checks, and after this date we have settled the payment of issued check. That means on this date happened or not happened? On this date not happened. We have to consider it as what, ma? Deposited check not collected, issued check not presented for payment. After this date means we should not consider. Okay, now before this date means we can consider. So like this point we have to understand before going to solve that question. So okay, Nama, is there any doubts? So please revise while coming to the next class about those transactions. We have seen 11 transactions, I think so. So 11 transactions, revise and come to the next class. In tomorrow's we can complete the BRS and then we can start the rectification of errors. Thank you. Have a nice day.